Child. Anyway, so
it's not recorded.
It is.
Mine doesn't say recording.
I've been recording for 12 seconds.
Hello, everyone. Okay, not okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jayden, and I must be a jet black baddie because for some reason, now that I've kind of cut all the dye out of my hair, everyone keeps reminding me that I have dark hair now. And the amount of times I have been asked if it was dyed should actually have brought me to pause in my steps, in my words, in my mannerisms. Because why the hell would I be sitting here with halfly already gone highlighted hair dyeing it black? Like, It's not like the whole thing was a color, I don't like it no more and I want to change it. We were down to the ends were the color. Like, so little that this happened. This dark hair happened from one trim. I understand that, like, maybe like because it was all on the end, it looked like it was more of my hair that was a certain color, but I did not dye my hair. And what color even is this to dye? Because this is literally natural black. Like, I don't understand where jet black seems to be getting pulled out the bag, but that box of dye is still on the counter, waiting. It's still on the shelf at the store, waiting to be purchased. Like, it has not come home with me. The only thing I've done was bring home scissors and trim the ends of my hair off. That's it.
First of all, you're lying. I saw the dye in the bathroom. Check his hairline, guys. It's black all over. Second of all, yeah, to the people's point, when the ends are one color, it does make the rest of the hair look lighter. It's so annoying. My question is for you, Jayden. Did I know you when you had black hair? It's so hard to remember. Oh, okay. That was a lot. Okay, yeah, I love black hair.
What's funny is you've known me since freshman year of college, and I started growing my hair out freshman year of college.
So, okay, so I knew you when you were bald. No, I met you with a ponytail, sweetie.
Did you?
Once again, it's hard to really tell because in my memory, I can put a bun on anybody. So I don't remember. I don't know.
Like a Bitmoji.
Yeah, no, literally.
Like, I can, baby, you are just a user with a bun this week. I have no idea.
Have a bun. I think you.
Matter of fact, I need to change my icon.
Oh yeah, me too. I guess we should just reverse what our icons are doing.
Yeah.
Fun. My name is Amira, and baby, I'm handing out business cards. Since I started my new job, I've been having to hand out my coworkers business cards and be like, the name is incorrect, but all the other information. Baby, now I just say Zututu. This is my first time. Now, in middle school, when you just making up stuff to print, I may have had business cards in middle school because you can just, print a couple out and pass them out to people for no reason. But I think this is my first time. Oh, can't see the email. But I think this is my first time having business cards. And I gotta say, it doesn't hit as hard as I thought that it would. I thought that I would be like, oh, but now I'm feeling more annoyed because I can't hide behind my coworker's name. Like when people call, even if I know for a fact that they were talking to me, they'll say my coworker's name. And I'm like, oh, okay, what did she tell you? Now I can't do that. But, it's good to have business cards because it's very adult. It's very grown. It's very corporate. And that's where I am now.
Calling for you, asking for Diana. Like,
no, literally, I'll be like, thank you for calling, blah, blah, blah. This is Amira. How can I help you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I had a tour with somebody named Amira. Oh, baby, that's me. Or, okay, yeah, I had a tour with someone named Crystal. Crystal doesn't even work here. First of all, you're lying. It was me, but okay, go off. And I'll be like, I'll play right along. Okay, and then what did she say?
Right.
Okay, yeah, I think I could do that for you. I can do that for you. I'll talk to her, and I think that we can honor that. For sure. Click. But to your point of being a jet black baddie, now that I'm a corporate girly, I fear that I'm gonna have to go back to my jet blackness
Hmm.
because now nobody at my job said like like when I first worked at this job back in August, I was my baldest and my blondest. But I'm like, I've never been pink there, I've never been purple, I've never been blue, and
That's
I
what I was
miss
thinking
it.
about. I'm like,
I miss
you
it.
love a color.
I do, and I really like having purple hair was so good. Having purple and blue hair at the same time, so fun, but it might be a stretch. I don't know. And what I'm really thinking is, I really want to do bald / get my waves back, fade on the sides, blue at the top, fade into purple. I know exactly what the steps would be to take to get to this style, but I'm feeling like my boss would, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Can I pull you
And
in
so,
for a sec?
and your boss will be like, we understand that it is Pride Month, but you do not have to put the actual bisexual flag into your
You did
hair.
too much. They'd be like, baby, we understand blackness. We understand what you guys like to call appreciating your culture and staying up,
But
staying
we don't
woke.
get this.
We don't. Juneteenth
No,
was last Friday.
we get that you value your community's efforts for liberation even. But what we don't understand is why you'll grab that dark and lovely package and use it on your hair.
Oh, you hate me so much. It's gonna be like, close the door behind you. No, you're not in trouble. It's all right. We understand self-expression. And in fact, we encourage it.
We
Yeah,
encourage
we
it. We
love
love it.
it. We love it. You know, you can wear a black button down or a white button down even. But the hair. And I know there's hair laws, so you can style it how you want, but the color, it's got to be a natural color, which gets on my nerves because I mean, I really don't want to get in this conversation, but the white girls, they don't be having that like that's not a natural color. That's
Okay.
not natural.
Y'all looking like them blondes from the Black Blondes. Like, let's all
It's giving Party City. Like it's not natural. But you're right, Jayden. I won't. I think
or the red. It'd be fiery red. Or like Rihanna red. This is not a natural red.
for real, baby, you was not born. Like it's not giving Lucille Ball. Like you just made that up. Okay, I said up kind of weird there, but I think that my new secret goal that I'm going to share with everyone is that I just going to work so hard to get to the top or as high up where nobody cares what my hair looks like, which I fear may
Real.
be retirement.
And you'll have worked all you needed to. And when it comes to the thing about hair, I always find it interesting that everyone else has something to say about your hair. Like
Oh, for sure.
it's always and me included, and likely you included, because that's just
Oh,
what
for sure. I have
people
so many
are.
opinions.
But for my
Oh,
for my I won't say her position, but for someone I know to be like dye your hair because they don't like black hair, I should dye my hair. What? And I'm like, actually, I'm going to be rocking the dark for a while. Like I've actually
wait,
missed.
someone doesn't like black hair? Black hair is so good.
That's what I'm saying. But she prefers dyed hair, and I'm like, I not that I get it or I'm gonna do it, but it's also like I get also seeing me for the past 5 years with some kind of color in, and it's like, But when I tell you how many people have said like your hair's black, or you dyed your hair, or like what happened to the color? You wash it out. I'm like, y'all know hair grows out, right? Like, does everybody know that hair grows out? And the last time you saw me, it's not like it was on my root. Like
It was
y'all are
mismatched.
dragging it as if like the last time you saw me, it was freshly like dyed and bleached to the gods. Like, was my eyebrows bleached too?
Right.
Like, I don't get why everyone's acting as if it's been so extreme and it's not just my hair growing out. That's what I don't get. Okay, yeah, you can see it, and it's like the ends, it made it look like it was all lighter. Sure, whatever the fuck. But, okay, like, you see how much new growth this is. You see how dead these ends is. So, you actually don't want me to win. You just want me to keep you comfortable. Because you were comfortable when my hair was this color. But now that my hair is dark and I'm giving seductive mistress type tease. Now
I was following. You had me in first
now
class.
that I'm giving seductress, sexy, dark, seedy, I'm giving all these things. Now the girls is diet, bleach it, keep it anything but black. But when it wasn't, it was, do you want the black bag? Ooh, I like your dark hair. It was all that. But now that I'm in the black era,
I don't think that I think that they want you to win, but they also want to win themselves. And if you are this seductress that you claim, they know that they're not safe. Their partners could potentially fall victim to, falling in love with you.
but
Not
they
that
weren't safe with the blonde.
a victim. No, they
They were
weren't,
with
but
the
they didn't
blonde. They weren't
know. They
safe with the
didn't
honey
know
blonde.
though.
They weren't safe with the red.
It's
They
pure.
weren't
It's
safe
pure.
regardless.
My thing is this though, you wear your hair up sometimes. So it's not even like it's always like out and they can't ever see the roots. I know you be
Hello.
pulling it back and slicking it down.
And slicking it down. And it would be, you would barely see the brown because it'd be in the bun. So it's like
Hello?
everything would be literally black, and then the bun would be where the brown was,
Sprinkle.
and it would be tucked in. So it would still be black. But what I will say is this, my hair does look darker. I don't know why. When I wasn't, I'm not even gonna admit to that. So the beginning of that statement, we're just going to toss into the recycling bin, and I'm going to delete the trash later. My hair being so dark is kind of weird because I don't remember it being so like, like it used to be browner in the sun kind of thing, but now I feel like it's actually kind of dark. And I know I'm talking to a jet black girl, so maybe it's not.
Come on now.
The really gonna tell is when I get that jet black from the store and I try to put it next to it, and it's like,
yeah, baby, it's giving dust.
You need that 1B.
Yeah, you might want to go down. Yeah. I think I don't know. Sometimes people say that their hair color changes as they get older. So yeah, I feel like maybe your hair was lighter when I first met you. It could also be the length that makes it look darker.
Right.
Like, how sometimes people when it's short, it looks dark, and then when they grow it out, their hair looks lighter. Maybe you're having the reverse sort of a thing. Let's keep growing and see what happens. Let me ask you this: are you intending to continue to grow your hair? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when I'm gonna cut it. I also think I love my hair. Actually, I have no intention of cutting it anytime soon.
You have a lot of products to use, so yeah.
Yeah, and some of them are very expensive, and
they're all expensive.
Yeah, and I like my hair. I like doing my hair. I want to start making more money so I can continue to get my hair braided because I really like braided styles and protective styles.
It's cute,
but it costs so much, and this is so easy. Like a wash and go for me. Like I cannot lie, the girls be so mad at me and my hair texture and all that, and being able to do wash and goes. I get it. Trust and believe, I do get it. I don't technically get it, but like I get the frustration.
You can sympathize. Yeah,
I can sympathize and even empathize to a certain extent.
Sounds like sympathy.
But
then
like give it back. No. Like will I give it up? No. And I love it because I can wash and go and just like my hair, I can do it an hour before having to go somewhere. Like if I'm just doing like a quick wash and go and do whatever, not like the deep condition, all that stuff. That takes like 3 hours. But the wash, I could wash whatever, put it in a little fro, and then walk out the door within an hour and a half.
I remember when I don't know. I think we were still in college, maybe. And you said something about a wash and go.
We're on a show that we like to call
right.
Anyway, continue.
Right. I remember, I think we were in college, and I asked you something like, "Oh, like how often do you do a wash and go or something like that?" You're like, "Baby, that's all I do." And I was gagged. I was like, "Wait, what?
That's all there is.
Only do wash and goes?"
Yes.
I'm shocked because I saw you with so many styles. I'm like, no, this baby is doing more than just that.
No,
but you were a one-trick pony.
The so many styles was a headband touching the wash and go. Like it was never much more. It
wash and go with headband, wash and go with ponytail.
And I wish I knew how to braid, of course, or all these other things, but I also wish I had the hair gene. Like, I don't think I have the hair gene. Like, the girls who are like, it seemed like they came out the womb plaiting.
Braiding, yes.
Like came out the womb able to do a quick weave. That is not my gig. I can learn how to do it with no problem, but as far as it like being neat and all like that, it just don't work out for me that way. Sometimes it's a hit and sometimes I miss. I think I'm a good model for hair because I think I can pull off a lot. If that makes sense. Like,
yes.
I can't do a lot to my hair, but I think I can pull off a lot with my hair. So that's why I want to start getting more braids and getting more styles done. Even like going to the natural hair, like I don't know why that was on quote, but the natural hair stylist and getting them to do not even just a wash and go, but many other things that they do. I don't really know what that is, like twist outs and things like that.
Whatever the other options are.
As I said, I do not go. But to be able to go and have that service, I would love, but it's just expensive. Along with like getting nails done, going back to getting my facials. Like it's been months since I had my facial. I hate that.
And you know what else I hate? Just thinking about how you said that whenever you would get like a manicure, they would just do yours so lazily and so sloppy just because you're a guy.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if the same is not true for braids, I'm assuming, because your braids are always fresh.
No. And the thing is also the people who do my braids, I tend to know. But there's at the braiding shop, there's another girl I know who does nails. And she's supposed to be on my list of people to go to, but I have no money.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say she sucks. I was about to be really upset.
No, she's good, but I just don't have no money.
That's so real. Like I currently have nothing. The last thing I was able to pay for was that cupping massage, which I talk about on our solo episodes, where they beat my back in, honey. But I gotta tell you, an update, I feel much better. You know, that week and a half of just not being able to sleep, it was worth it. I'm sorry. Like it was worth it because baby, I can move my neck so freely now.
Oh God.
But about your hair and growing it, you know what really sucks and what's so annoying is that like in your mind, you're like, ooh, I loved this style. I can't wait. Like you trim the edges so your hair is a little shorter maybe. But like when you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, look how much hair I have. Because sometimes lighter hair makes it look like you have more. Yeah. Isn't it so annoying when you look back at pictures with long hair? You're like, I want this back. I can't wait to grow to there. And then when you look at pictures of short hair and you're like, I don't even have to wait. I could literally do this right now. And then you have to fight those two choices. That is my constant choice right now. I am trying to grow so I can get a braid. I loved having braids. Same thing though. The girls wasn't trying to do my braids. That I won't talk about my sisters too bad on the podcast, but my literal blood sisters.
Not just fist up sisters.
No, not sisters. Yeah, okay. But then I'm like, I can be bold right now. No, literally from the ER. Literally cut from the exact same cloth. Yeah, I could be bald today. I don't have to wait 3 months to do it. So that's really hard. Right out, sound off in the chat if you can relate to this. If you know how to do more than a wash and go. And if you're a bald girl or a ponytail down the back girl, sound off in the chat. Jayden, where are we? We're at a show that we like to call Chill. Anyway, cool. Now it's time for our moments of the week. Let me talk louder just because I don't feel like hearing the girl. Well, I want the girls to hear me, I guess.
Finally.
Oh, I mean, it's just true. Now it's time for our moment of the week. I feel like I'm screaming now, even though I know that I'm not. This is where Jayden and I talk about things this week, last week, the week before that, even next week into the future that made us say, okay. Ciao. Anyway. And you know what, Jayden? I'm going to go first because I fear that if I don't go first, I'm going to linger in it. Like when it happened. And I need to just get this out and get it over with. So as we know, or maybe we don't, this past Sunday was Mother's Day. Would love to hear how yours went after or maybe during the show. Actually, after. We're sticking to a strict time frame this episode.
Right. Okay. Good. Because I was about to write that down. No shade. Because that could be easily be a moment of the week as well.
You're like, we got 40 minutes. Put it down.
Okay.
So my moment. So it was Mother's Day, and my twin sister. She told me that my mom wanted to go to this Mother's Day concert, like a Mother's Day gospel concert with gospel legends, whatever. Donnie McClurkin, my fave, the Clark sisters, some other people, whatever. The main reason I was going, of course, Mother's Day, blah, but because I want to see the Clark sisters live. Like anybody that knows I love the Clark sisters. So ever since I went to Beyonce's Renaissance show, I had felt such a freeness at concerts that I did not have before. And I don't know if it's because of age or because of the Renaissance concert, but either way, now when I go to concerts, I could truly be the only person in the room. That's what it feels like. It is me and whoever's on that stage. I am dancing for my life. I don't really care. I'm going off. Now singing, I'm still not doing too much because I'm not really trying to lose my voice. Like I'm not gonna scream. I'm gonna sing to me. Like I'm not trying to impress Beyonce on stage, you know?
Okay.
So I got a seat in the aisle, and then my twin named Ayana, and my mom were sitting in the row in front of me, kind of in the middle. Yes, I got my tickets, the day of, whatever. So, but I loved it. I was like, perfect, because when you're in the aisle, that means you can get out in the aisle and dance. Great. So Ayana's in the front row, and this is at the Leocore Center, but it's similar to every concert venue. The seats are they're called rigged, but the seats, if you're sitting behind somebody, your seat is a little bit higher than the person in front of you, etc., etc.
Right.
Tell me why sometimes Ayana turns around, she'll give me like a wink and a smile, whatever. Why did I feel a tap on my shoulder, Jayden? And I turn around, I'm thinking they're about to say like, oh, you're dancing so good. Yes, praise the Lord. I don't know what I'm thinking. They're like, can you tell your friend to that she can't see? And he points to the lady next to him who's sitting looking so bored. And I'm like, and it pisses me off when I think with my first mind of being kind and considerate. Like it pisses me off sometimes where I'm like, no. You should have been like, okay. But instead, I'm like, oh, okay. So then I like get Ayana's attention, and I'm like, come over here. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, dance over here because the lady can't see. And then as we're standing there, we're like, no, wait a minute. Baby, since when at a concert can you tell the person in front of you to sit down? You do one of these. You angle your neck, you swivel around to see what's going on, and don't let it be a part where you need to be standing up anyway. But also the annoyingest part was that there was an empty seat next to her. So she could have also moved over.
Just scooted over.
But so at first I was like really annoyed, but then I'm like, okay, reasons of, maybe she's not able to do that.
I love that all this is going on mid-concert. Like the concert is still going on, and you're like, well, why couldn't she move over?
No, Jayden, you don't even understand how fired up I am. I'm like, praise the Lord, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm pissed.
Right.
I'm like, oh, the devil is using me, something wicked. Because I was like, oh, don't let us say nothing. Because then I started thinking about when I was at Chloe concert and I tried to finesse my way to the front and that lady moved me out the way. And I was just so annoyed with myself because I'm like, I should have punched her. But then I'm like, no, girl, that's not even who you are. That's not who you are. But then I literally pulled my phone out mid-concert, went to the notes app, and I said, oh, Jayden is going to have something to say about this. Because my thing is, let me know if I'm wrong. To me, if I'm at a concert, I'm getting my life and I'm dancing, of course, you want to be considerate, maybe. But if I'm dancing and I'm standing up and the seats are already angled down, there's nothing else I could do. Am I supposed to sit down and be bored because you don't want to stand up or look around? I know it's twofold. I can definitely see both sides like Chanel, but still.
It's not. I can only see one C because it's not Chanel. You're sitting down. Full stop. You're sitting down. It'd be different if you were standing up too, and then you were like, "Oh, I can't see." You're sitting down, and I'm standing up. Why would you be able to see? Everyone, when we look around the room, everyone's up. Not to say like you can't be sitting. Like I don't want to make it seem like it's a problem with you having the ability to sit, but we're at a concert. I'm standing up. You're sitting down. My mother has always said, your father isn't a glassmaker. I am not see-through, baby. So if I'm standing up and you're not, and you're behind me, what makes you think that you'll be able to see?
Hello?
And then why is he tapping me about it?
I don't even know her. That's what I should have said. That's not my friend. I don't know her.
We met here.
We are bonding over the love of Jesus. I don't know this woman. Too bad we look just alike.
Y'all look exactly the same.
He's like, baby, I could see past the mask. That's your sister.
It's like, actually, I didn't know which one of y'all to tap.
Hello? I thought
you were I thought
I was glitching. But girl, and don't you know that after the only people I came to see, the Clark sisters, after they were performing, baby, I look back and she was gone. But also what's important to know, there were so many other seeds. She could have moved. Hello?
It was Dorinda the whole time. Like, y'all gonna move out the way?
There was a chest. The Dorinda on stage was a hologram. But also, baby, we are sitting far enough away where if you just hear it, that's okay too. It's not like you're seeing her eyebrow. It's not like you're seeing her facial expressions. It's not
okay. It's not like we in the front row. Like it's not like you. No shade. It's not like you need to see her. Like if you even tried to see her,
you can hear her.
You couldn't. You're baby. You're listening on the iPod as we speak.
You could have just stayed home, actually, because you could have just put it on the TV and then stood at the back of your house and closed your eyes, girl. It never gave Club Renaissance.
That's gotta be me for Megan. No shade.
Oh, you know I believe in the Section C, honey.
Her concert's next week.
You know what pissed me off about Jayden is it seems like you're going to a concert every week.
Well, I still haven't bought my ticket, but the tickets are like $50-some for 200
in Philly.
In Philly, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm sorry. Where in Philly?
Wells Fargo.
Oh, and it's only $55.
It's 50. You know, before they put on fees and taxes, but the 200, yeah, it's like 50 something.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm about to go, and then it's not gonna be packed, so I'm gonna try and scoop my way down. The
Absolutely.
steps.
Absolutely.
One thing
I believe in
like,
that.
Hey, do you like my jet black hair?
Wait, when is it? Maybe I'll sneak through.
It's on Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned. Because I'm not off this Wednesday, so I must be off next.
Hello?
And my rent is already paid, so let's see.
Hello?
That's the 22nd?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me think about this. And let me get back to you. Anyway, Jayden, so I'm correct here.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Actually, I guess I was wrong because I
etiquette.
did what she wanted.
You folded, and that was wrong.
Quickly.
But you were right to also no longer be paying attention to either sister and focus on this sister. This is stuff. And
no, for real.
Matter of fact, hold on. Girls, go back dancing over there. You're sitting down and you expect us to be still because you want to be still?
She looked so unimpressed.
How old was she?
Old. Enough to know better. Just kidding. I don't know. But she looked old. She was giving somebody's grandmother, and that's not shade. It's just the fact. Like, we don't have to pretend.
But for some reason, a lot of older people feel so entitled to like spaces, like to a space, like to being able to see and it's like, yes, respect the elders, but baby, you came to a concert. You know, like this ain't church, and even still, but like,
and even still, get up or move.
Even I'm saying church, like, oh, you want my seat?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can move and whatever and maneuver because you're not even gonna sit down you're not gonna stand up at all for real. Like, I can give you the seat, my friend. But we're at a concert, baby. Did you see Anita Baker cancel her show?
Yes, I didn't see that she canceled it. I just saw a reaction video where people were calling her a bald-headed hoe.
Yes, and it's because she canceled it while they were in line to get in.
That is some real SZA snake behavior,
Isn't
like
it? At least
elder
there's at
SZA.
least well, I can't even say that. She worse because I don't know if Anita said something specifically because SZA didn't say anything. Remember until 8 o'clock, but
Yeah.
we had already heard that it was canceled from Wells Fargo earlier that day.
Mm-hmm.
Anita seems to not have said. No one said nothing until 15 minutes before. Like, matter of fact, fuck it, I don't feel like it. Like, and one of my friends went and she said, honestly, y'all been. My friend went not to that show, but to another show.
Right.
She said, honestly, it'd been better if y'all went in there and heard that show. I said, ooh.
Oh.
She said the show was terrible.
Whoa. What about it was terrible?
The singing.
No.
Not Miss Neat.
Not Miss Bake. Wait a minute.
That's
It's so embarrassing when the legends are not giving what they're supposed to.
I heard the same thing about Shaka.
I was literally thinking about it because my mom went to a concert and she said, I love Shaka Khan. And I really don't want to say this, but she did not sound good. She said she sounded like she had no voice. She sounded tired. Anita, not you. We just fought for you. Not that, you know, when she was trying to get her master's and everybody was like, don't listen to Anita Baker until she owns her master's. The people were really ready to be solidified for that one thing, that one time. I'm not going to get into it because we're still 30 minutes in. I think we should wait 10 more minutes before we bring up that thing. But I'm sure you'll bring it up in your moment of the week, which I can't believe that we still have not gotten to. Jayden, what is... I can't bring it up. I can't bring it up. Capitalism. There you go. There you go.
Are you happy? Mine had nothing to do with capitalism.
Oh no,
actually, nothing this week has to do with capitalism, as far as I can see. Because you never know, baby. First of all, everything has to do with capitalism.
But did you even read the first bullet?
Oh yeah. There's plenty. I read it.
Bullet.
I read it before we started, and I didn't even get it. So my moment of the week is so there's a Spanish spot. I feel like I've talked about the spot here before, but there's a Spanish spot near my house that I love. It's so good, so yummy, so delicious.
With the drinks?
No.
Okay.
No.
And your friend was like, try this drink. And you were like,
no.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't think so. I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever tried a drink from there. And I haven't been with any of my friends for real. Only like my mom and cousins or whatever. But this time, so for my birthday, which was over a month ago, me and my family, like my dad's side, was supposed to get together.
Whoa.
And I got together with my dad and like my sisters and stepmom, but my uncles and whatnot, we never had a chance to get together. Everyone's life got busy, whatever. And at this point, we had celebrated 1, 2, 3, 4 other people's birthdays. Not celebrated in person, but like honored someone's birthday or like said happy birthday to 4 other people. And so I was just like, we can just do something. And then my other uncle was moving into his apartment. Like he just finally moved in, got all the stuff inside with his girlfriend. And so he was like, he wanted to do something there. He reached out to me. He was like, hey, if you wanted to do something, we could have it at my house or go to the house first and then go out to eat. Or like what I said, I have no problem getting food and then going to your house and doing nothing. Like that's my vibe. So I had told them, I said, I would love for y'all to have the Spanish food. And I had been saying something about the Spanish food before. And my one uncle was like, his fiance is Hispanic. And she's like, she can make all that. I said, but I don't want her to have to. Like, this is about getting food, ordering food, so no one has to do any work. So whatever. We get to the day. I had to be strategic about this whole thing. I'm planning because now I'm in charge of it. Though it's supposed to be my celebration, I am in charge of planning this whole thing. Especially I presented the food, I presented the idea, I presented everything. So I have to figure out how I'm going to get
Just tapping.
10 people's orders together. None of us live near each other. Well, some of us live close enough, but we all live far enough to where I'm not doing all that driving or anything. So I'm like, I call the place to see if they do catering options. It sounded iffy. So the day before, or like, no, the week of the Saturday, I went on like Thursday to stop by to see if they had like a better understanding of it in person. Like I could talk to somebody. And she was like, you just order online. Excuse me.
Bless you.
She was like, thank you. And she was like, but whatever you see is what we offer. He's like, it's not like I said, still confused, but okay. So like I'm still not getting it quite, but that's fine. But then I look on the website and it's just DoorDash. And I said, well, I can do a group order on DoorDash. And if you don't know how group orders work on DoorDash, you send out a link and everyone puts in their order. One person has to pay for everything, but everyone puts in their own individual order, and then like one person just pays the full thing. Which is super helpful. So what I did on Saturday, I was having a busy day. I had to work in the morning from like 10 to 1. I had study group from 2 to 4:30, and then I was going to see them at 5, like around 5:30, whatever. So at 2 o'clock, I placed the DoorDash order to be picked up at 5:30. Right. At 2:30, they called me because I had put chorizo tacos or something, and it was like, we don't have chorizos, we have carnitas. I'm like, that's fine. They wanted pork anyway. But y'all didn't have pork on DoorDash. Y'all had chorizo, so whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I get a call back 5-10 minutes later. I didn't see the time. Your food's ready now.
Oh my gosh.
I said, can y'all hold it? I said, there's somewhere you can put it to keep it warm. Like, we have no problem heating food back up. Like, it's okay if it just has to sit. And then they ended up reselling it, apparently. I don't know what actually happened to it, but it seems like they resold it. Because guess what? I'm not coming until 5:30, like I said.
Hello?
Like, it's not, oh, I placed this for the time just because of because what was going to happen was I was going to have to keep it warm. Like, no, I don't have the sternos and all that, everything that y'all have to literally hold this food. So whatever. So I show up and I'm like, hey, it's Jayden here. I'm picking up my order. She was like, I thought you would be here sooner. And I'm like,
then the time I scheduled?
And then now they're starting to make my order.
Oh.
My thing is, I set it up 3 hours in advance for y'all to have 3 full hours to prepare my order. So no one asked y'all to make it right then and there.
Nobody.
That's number one. Y'all put it back, y'all resell it. That's one thing. When I show up at 5:30, my food should be ready. Because you now know the time that I was supposed to be showing up. You know that I have a time on there now. Like, now you're aware of it. You see that it's 3 o'clock, whatever time that you realize that I was not coming to pick up that food no time soon. And y'all should have my food ready. Y'all don't. So you're making it as we speak, and I'm getting death stares from everyone in the kitchen and everyone on the serving line. But do I give a damn?
Why are they giving you a death stare?
When I tell you I had no shame, I'm sitting there on my phone.
What would you have shame for?
Because they are trying to make it seem like I agree with you. What do I need to have shame for? Y'all are trying to make it seem like I did something wrong when y'all didn't read the time that I put on there. And I'm like, and I said to her, I said, we'll blame the app. I said, because you're not going to blame me.
I don't even see how she could.
And the thing is, but I'll blame the app for this reason alone, because I think if there is a time scheduled pickup for later on, it should emphasize that, because they're looking at this thing every day, having to make orders for 30-minute pickup laters. It should have something like flashing, like this is not due until 5:30. Like, it should be kind of separated or put into. It should be a sign somewhere that says like this is not for right now. You can wait on this one. But the fact that it's like, girl, this up next, mama.
Hurry up. They're coming.
And so when I tell you death stares, they're all looking at me. The owner's looking at me. People's coming from the kitchen staring at me, and I'm sitting here like scrolling, cackling, not giving a fuck. And I hear y'all whispering in Spanish. I still don't care. Don't care at all. But it's like I'm also paying $200 for food. Like y'all gonna have to get over it. I'm sorry, I really don't care. But then I was also like, this food about to be so good because y'all are mad and y'all are preparing this food. This food is about to taste so good. Like because anger is an emotion, and when they say like you got to put your feelings into your food and passion into, it may not be love, but it's something. So, and I come here often enough to where like y'all have at least seen me or acknowledged my existence before this time. I don't care. Give me my food, and then all that. I leave. I get a phone call. We forgot one platter. It's still here. So I circle back. Luckily, I was only like 3 minutes away. I literally had just pulled out, and came back, picked it up. She was like, "I'm drinking with you tonight." I said, "Yeah, it's gonna be some shots we gotta take." And then we started laughing and whatever. And so then get to my destination. My uncle with the Hispanic fiance was like, "You undersold this." Like even just looking at it, he was like, "You undersold this." And when everyone started tasting the food, the room was silent, which is a good sign. I said, and look at all y'all quiet. I was like, plan succeeded. And everyone was like, this food's so good. Days later, I think today or yesterday, I got a text from the same uncle. He was like, that was some of the best Spanish food I've ever had in my life. Like, I said, now that you still think about this later on, like, I ate.
Oh my gosh.
It is really good. And that's something like, I did not care about them disrespecting me or cursing me or doing all that. I really didn't care because I knew it was going to be good regardless. And I knew the people who I was bringing it to was going to love it.
What did you order?
So on the Thursday that I had went to check in beforehand, I ended up in line making the platter. So I didn't want the platter again. So I got tacos this time. And then I had got a pan of rice for everyone. And then my stepmother had gotten chicken for my little sisters and her. It was like a pan of chicken. So I had some of that along with like my tacos. And I ordered extra tacos for everyone else. But everyone was so full from eating their own food. Like the burrito is like this big. Oh. So it's like people who got burritos could only eat half of them. So like by the time we was done eating, like nobody could eat anything else. So I took one of those chicken tacos. It's a tray of 3. Took one of them back home with me and had it for lunch the next day. And I cannot say that I am not pleased.
There were so many negatives in there that I think there was a positive at the end. You were pleased.
Yeah, okay. I was
pleased. So I mean, I don't know if you can drop the name because you already came for them next, and then you came back around and said they were amazing. But I mean, would you want to tell us what it's called? Okay.
No.
Is it for reasons of slander or because you're gatekeeping?
Gatekeeping. Like I said, I do not care. It depends.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to go anyway because it's too far.
Right.
Ask if they got a sister company. Oh, well, maybe you'll bring me one. I'm saying bring me one of what? I don't know. You'll decide.
It's okay.
Oh, so then must not be that good if you're not going to bring it to me.
No, it's going to be gone before I even arrive. I literally, when I go, I get the platter, and then on the ride home, I have a chicken empanada.
I love empanada.
It's so good. They have cheese ones.
Thank goodness. I love that for me. I love that the story came full circle to that. But the interesting thing is, like, it's actually hilarious because I am curious to know what they did with your food. Because I mean, it's already paid for. So did you just pass it out to the people in the neighborhood? Did you eat it for lunch?
Well, no. I think they put it back in the whatever that they took the food out of and just resold it.
Okay.
Because they end up making the same stuff later, so it's not like I had to pay for it again.
Oh, it never get paid for it again.
Oh, mama. I wasn't paying for anything.
No, but also but the thing about like the app being like flash, flash, flash is one thing, but the other thing is if an order has not been fulfilled, you wouldn't you know, right? Like you would know that it didn't get picked up. Or is it just like you're not even paying attention in that way? And that makes sense too. Like at Wawa, for example, they're not going to be like, order 607 hasn't been there. It's just there whenever 607 gets there.
She didn't even. It was while she was making it that she realized. Like it wasn't like I didn't come for a while, whatever. It was when she called me, it's done. And I guess she thought I was coming to pick it up right then. And I was telling her on the phone, like, I'm not picking that up until later. So then when I arrived, I guess when we had that conversation early on, she thought I was saying I'm going to come pick it up sooner than that. And it's like, no, mama.
No, she hung up the phone and forgot immediately. And she's so me for that. She's so me for many reasons. That's one of the reasons for sure. And then the other reason is saying, baby, what you see online, because I'm not even going to pretend to answer one question. Whatever's online is accurate. Click.
Okay.
Girl. I'm not entertaining this, but you, girl. Everything online is what we have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, goodbye. Now it's time. Oh my gosh, we've been talking for 5 hours. Now it's time for the catch. This is where Jayden and I catch you up on everything that's happening in the world.
Not gonna help.
It really isn't. Everything that's going on in the world, but we don't really have time for everything. So we're just gonna do a couple of things. The first thing that we're always gonna do is follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Child Anyway Pod and TikTok at Child Anyway the Podcast. How about that? Speaking of good food, speaking of delayed orders, speaking of being worth it or maybe not being worth it, and this is breaking news. When I got this link sent to me, the article was like 15 minutes old. Red Lobster, who we all know and love, is filing for bankruptcy. That unfortunately is all that I know about it because I don't have a subscription to that news place. But I think that we have enough there to have a discussion about it. I can't say that I am surprised because we see the decline of all those sort of staples like the mall and the movies, et cetera, et cetera. But I can say that I'm upset and disappointed because the girls was acting like they was going to Red Lobster all the time, talking about the biscuits, talking about the shrimp fest and the endless crab leg moment. I would be really sad to see this one go, even though I don't eat lobster or red. I would be sad to see it go because I don't care what anybody says. Their Caesar salad, top tier. It's definitely top 5. Top. I would even say maybe top 3 or 4. Honestly, it's so good.
I actually like
the biscuits. I don't care about the biscuits. Really, they're good, biscuits, but like no, they're really good. But
you know, they used to be good with when I was younger. Applesauce.
Wait, you ordered applesauce at Red Lobster?
When I was younger, I would. As I got older, they don't have applesauce anymore, and
I was gonna say
that's why this is deserved. Sorry, if y'all would still have the applesauce, we would still be there. No shade.
No, for real. I didn't know about that. I was ordering real food. I guess I don't know.
Girl, I'm talking about when the biscuits first came out, and then I would have the applesauce, and then I would get my real food. Don't make it seem like I would have eaten applesauce and crayons
you were.
while I was.
But the true tea was it wasn't even on the menu. Your mother was like, "Oh, there applesauce," and then she pulled it out her pocketbook and handed it to you to keep you quiet while your food was coming. Girl, they never sold applesauce. But go ahead. So I'm sorry. Did you dip it in applesauce or what? What's going on with that?
Yeah, it was so good.
That sounds like it might be good, actually. That's sweet.
It actually was like really good, and it was such a thing that even the waiters were kind of upset when I would mention it. Like when I was like, "Y'all don't have applesauce no more," and he was like, "No, we don't got it no more." I think it was like a thing that people did more so than just me thinking that I was the only one who did it, or like my family was the only ones who did it. But I actually enjoyed Red Lobster enough. But when's the last time you've been to Red Lobster?
Years. And when honestly, when will I even want to go again?
A lot of these chains can go anyway. Like we should be at this point. I saw something. It was like at this point, eating out. Yes, it costs the same as like cooking in sometimes, whatever. But it's cheaper to eat locally, like at local spots, because their prices have not moved much. Versus like these chain restaurants, the prices are keep and steadily increasing because these are like corporate greedy companies. Versus like your local eatery, diner,
Mhm.
place, or whatever, their prices have probably been the same since you've been going there. And if they've increased, it's been by like $1 to 89 cents,
That's so true
14
about a
cents.
diner.
And it's like it's probably cheaper to eat at your local spots.
No, yeah, you're definitely right about that. But I'm so glad you didn't say the misconception of it's cheaper to cook yourself because it's not.
No, I'm saying I'm pretty sure it's the same price. So that's what
It's
I'm saying.
probably a little
Like,
bit more to cook it yourself,
no
honestly.
shade. And so even like at the Spanish place, the platter for the rice, salad, two plantains, and then some meat, $12. And then I get the what's it called, so it'd be like 15.
Wait, this is for like a little personal moment, but like I'm
I'm,
sure it's
I'm,
enough to have
I'm
probably
talking
two
about
and a
like,
half meals.
yeah, I never, well, I have eaten the full thing in one sitting, but I try not to.
And that I love when you go to like a little cart, like a food cart or truck, and it's like, oh, that's it. It's only $8 for this platter. I love
Right.
that. Right. Not to mention that the price is going up, but the portions are also going down.
Literally.
Like it's giving baby
Chipotle,
food.
counter days. My bowls used to be heavy. I get a lot of stuff in my bowl.
Oh,
I
I
started
know.
getting salads, by the way, for the girls who care. I started getting the salad instead of just
The
a regular bowl.
rice.
Why does everybody think that the rice just disappears? They put everything that you would get in a bowl onto just a bed of like lettuce and spinach.
In the same container that they put the regular bowls, because how does that fit?
Yes.
Girl, I know that the seams of your bowl are screaming. How are
You
they
would
fitting all
think,
this?
but they've lessened the portions and the rationings. So no, that it used to bust out the seams, and that's when I liked her
Yeah,
most. Now
me too.
my Chipotle bowl is one sitting. Before I could divide that
Yes,
bitch.
I
I
thought
could
it
divide
was
that bitch
just
four
me.
ways.
Oh my gosh, no, Jane, I legitimately was like, oh, I've been in the gym. Like, I'm getting a little appetite on me. I ate the whole thing in one sitting.
No,
So it's not just
the portions are
me.
so small that like you end up eating the whole thing. Like now, what the hell's the
What
rest
am
of
I
it?
having for lunch tomorrow? You're supposed to definitely have Chipotle over the course of a day or two.
At least, or a meal or two. At least like a meal, and then later on when you get peckish, you could just finish it.
A little more, exactly. Truly thought it was just me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting greedy. I was kind of impressed though. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm really using my hour lunch to its full potential.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
No, this is good though, because now I know don't even expect that you're gonna have dinner off of
Okay,
this. This is just lunch. The
and that's
prices are
it.
giving lunch and dinner though, but Red Lobster filing for bankruptcy. Um, I think that it would be a really good idea if all of these chains started doing like a you know how they'll have like a KFC Taco Bell restaurant like this.
Mm.
I think they should do something like that, very mall food court esque, in that they're all there. Of course, it's not go up and order and have. It's still going to be a restaurant, but it's like you can
Like
click
a
this
like when you go
page.
to the
It's
what's it
the best
called?
of.
Well, just like the mall for real, but like when you go to a rest stop and it's like
Exactly. It's
you
all the
know
stuff,
all the stuff
except
is
the
like
waiter is going
open.
to come to your table though.
Right.
I think that'd be such a better idea because I mean now I'm saying the best of, but I do want to pick the menu. Because they do best of, and it's like our steak, our ribeye, our New York steak,
Okay.
are they? Baby, let's move on. It'd be the deep cuts, the stuff the girls don't really know. Red Lobster, obviously, we're gonna save the bread and salad. I think everything else can go. And then for other
And bringing back the applesauce.
hello, and then for Applebee's, we'll do the artichoke dip and the boneless wings or the regular wings, and then once again, everything can go. The sizzly plate, it really be from my memory, it just tasted burnt. Let's move on with that. So I think we could do that. And that would be I mean, I'm saying we're private investors. But Red Lobster, I'm really sorry. I'm really not sorry. I guess I'm sorry to the people that made that they're like, oh, every Thursday I'm going to Red Lobster or whatever. Cause that sucks for the suburban girls. Speaking of girls, Jane, tell me about this next story. Oh, I'm assuming that people in the story are girls, but you'll tell
They
me more
are.
about it.
So a lot of people who've been kind of on socials have definitely seen this child. Or at least on the black side of social media. And that's no shade, that's no shade. This teacher in Jacksonville, what's that, Florida?
Mississippi.
Oh,
Jacksonville, Mississippi, right? Yeah.
yeah. I don't give a damn. He made a TikTok showing these students, all girl students, taking his braids down. This is a teacher for the school, obviously, who made a post on TikTok showing these girls taking his braids down. Showing these
His
girls
braids
as in
down.
taking his braids down. He goes on to say that he had an appointment right after school to get them done, and he would have taken them out the day before, but they had somebody coming to record some of the teachers talk that next morning. So he was like, I can't take them out yet, or I'm gonna have
that crimpy.
He ate by saying that because I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I get
That's
it.
not a style, please.
And so in the video, he then proceeds on because of course there was a lot of backlash around this, around the inappropriateness of these girls touching your hair and you being a whole adult teacher and this being a thing. And he was saying like these are students who like they weren't allowed to do this unless their work was done, unless there were some students in other classes. He was like, this is also the last 10 minutes of the day. Like this isn't like be in the middle.
He's
of
bringing up
school
stuff that we are not concerned about.
No, but it's him trying to defend like this wasn't me trying to coerce girls into doing whatever. This is like they asked. I said I needed this thing done, and it was like, oh, let me help. And then the last 10 minutes of class, he made sure that the teachers that these students came from also were saying like they were done with the things they needed to do for the day, and that they could come help take the braids out.
Dang.
He got fired because of obviously all the conversations, the backlash, and everything that was going on. And
dang,
there are a lot of moving parts of this. I originally didn't find an issue with something like this. It's a little awky because of like touching your students in such a way, like having your students touch you. He's also attractive, technically. So, when people are attractive, I think what happens is people always assume malintentions, like that you're trying to do this to get people to like you or to get girls. Like, I think that's always the case. Like, if he wasn't attractive, I don't think this would be as big of an issue. If he was not attractive, I don't know if that's what I said. My issue is that you proceed to be on TikTok for the next several days, live and everything else, going through why this was acceptable. Your students send you a letter saying how they're sorry that all this happened, they miss you, You're reading this on TikTok to the rest of us. And it's like, this could be deemed inappropriate because it's a heartfelt letter that they sent to you, and now you're reading it to us about how much they care and miss you.
It's kind of a lot.
Then there's also videos in the past of you doing kind of weird things. Also come to find out, allegedly, you was flirting with a high schooler. Also,
okay, we'll say allegedly, sure.
Allegedly, because the girls be on Twitter just lying. So I don't know. I didn't see like that as a video. I didn't see that.
Maybe. I used to work at the
but the girls really just be tweeting. But I wouldn't be surprised how these TAs and all these grown adult men be with these young students, and these women be with these students is really, you cannot. I don't think it's wrong to call anything inappropriate.
Where men are involved.
Okay, hello. And the other thing was, there's also, now this I did see, a video of you saying, I as a male teacher, please, teacher, am providing these young girls a chance to see how they should be treated by men. And it's like, bloop, and there it is. And there it is. You are their teacher. What the fuck are you talking about?
What does
Who
that mean?
says that you have to be teaching them? And he said like platonic, romantic, or anything like that, so they would know they should be talked to and treated by a man. No, baby.
That's not
that's true for a parental figure that you see in a relationship.
Yeah, you're watching their relationship. You're not a part of it.
You make sure you speak positivity into them. You did a
Mm-hmm.
okay, sure. Them braiding, undoing your hair is how you. Hold on, I'm really trying to do math here. It's not equaling Y, babe. It's not equaling Y,
No.
and we've lost the plot. What the hell are you talking about? And this is why you're fired
Jayden.
because you're not even a good teacher. Because the
Because you,
math
you
ain't
you
mathing.
can't even explain it.
You
You
can't
can't even
even
explain your
possibly
logic.
explain what's going on. So, matter of fact, we did our part today.
And that's actually why you got fired. And now,
Not to praise a man not have or a person not having a job because I know times is hard and you can cry on TikTok all you want, but why are you still on TikTok? Why are you still talking about this in our faces? Why don't you do like
mm,
story times with you about where you read the class instead? Show us how you were such a good teacher instead of showing us how you were a terrible
hello?
person.
Show us your test scores or something, a lesson plan. I one time saw this YouTube channel from this former teacher that I used to see on TikTok who got fired or who quit, one of the two. And she was telling stories about how she almost fought this mom. That's the content we want to see.
Okay.
Tell us your interactions with the parents that you couldn't even get into because you wanted to keep your job. You're talking about I wanted to show. What did that mean? You're flirting with the secretary properly, but you got the principal flowers. Like what? How are you showing them how to be spoken to by a man when really it's always the same thing for every teacher, just how to talk to people. You're just learning
And why
basic
would that be your
respects.
job?
And why would that be your job? You actually have a job, and based off of where you work, it's probably to pass those state tests. Honestly, that's probably what the whole job is. My thing is this. Now, this is a problematic thinking, but my real question is, I want to know what braid style he had. Are we talking plaits? Are we talking like individual? Because if it's
It
giving
was
cornrows, their knuckles are in your scalp.
no,
Proper.
it was Platts.
And that's my other issue. You don't need to have plaits at work. I'm spitting on my computer. I'm getting so worked up. You don't need to have
Okay,
plaits at
Miss
work.
Purple and Orange.
No, as a
Like
teacher.
now,
No, don't have plaits
now
at work as a teacher because now you think you're cute. You think you're young and you think you're cute.
he can't have individual braids.
No, because he's trying to be cute, Jaden. It's like you said, because I know that he had individual braids with the lineup. I know that he did.
He
And you
did,
know that the
and
girls thirst for
he
that.
was fine. He looked, and that's my thing. Like because I've been in high school with girls who we've all been attracted. I wasn't allowed to be attracted, or I wasn't vocal about my attraction to these teachers. But hearing my friends be attracted to the vice principal or all these other people,
Hmm.
and it's like if he play the moment he plays into that, it's inappropriate. Like as a child, we
You
are
don't know what you're doing. You don't know.
you don't know anything. The adult in the situation is supposed to define the inappropriateness. He should have been. I don't necessarily think it's an issue that they helped unbraid his hair.
I think it's just a self awareness, the lack of self
It
awareness from
is.
him.
It's the posting it on TikTok. It's the that's really like the main thing. Obviously, if you wouldn't post it on TikTok, none of this would be happening.
We
No one
wouldn't
would
even
know.
know.
We nor did we care. But it's also it wasn't that deep when it had happened. Since then, the things that you have said about this person, but then also to
Made it
find
weird.
that you allegedly had some conversation, flirtation, and tried to pick up some younger girl. And there was a TikTok that they showed of this girl who was so evidently in high school with like a grown person's body, and it said like I'm in love with the emo man or something like that. I'm in love with the emo boy, and it jumps to him with like a bang from like a filter. He's like,
Mhm.
I don't and it's like, but she's a high schooler. Like this is another red flag, baby. You're not winning.
No, my thing is this. Like I said, it's a self awareness. After working in the school, especially like a school where most of the teachers are black, so most of the relationship are giving low key a little maybe too familiar. Like I never, even though my school the students are mostly black, the teachers weren't mostly black, and if there were black teachers, they were always giving like parental vibes. Like
Right.
I've never had a black teacher, counselor, or anything, and they were giving bestie vibes or like sister cousin. It was always giving mother vibes or even father vibes. Like I never participated in the father vibe, but like for like a football coach, for example, like oh, I love Coach Howard. He's just like my dad. Like no one's ever said I love Coach Howard. He's like my husband. So
Okay.
it's like you have to be aware. So working in these schools, I noticed that the relationships that they seem to have with students definitely had a more big brother energy, which depending on whatever kind of body you encompass and whatever kind of energy that the person's giving back to you could easily be read as flirtation. Because
Right.
you know what they teach young people is, oh, if a person is mean to you or if they're being playful, that means that they have a crush on you. So the line is so thin between playful brother or playful because the teacher has a crush on me. Even me as an adult, sometimes sitting in classrooms, I'll be like, this is a little bit inappropriate, but you said your mom had his phone number too. Okay. Okay. I'd be like, wait, he called you and you called him to tell him what? Like, I would just be like, now I'm just in here. I'm a little temporary moment right now, so I'm not trying to get nobody fired, but I'm gonna keep an eye on this because this feels inappropriate. Like even just
Right.
watching, and they don't even have to be doing anything as intimate, which I don't know why I put a quote there, but like as touching someone's hair, it literally be playful. So like, shut up, you get on my nerve. Ooh, that's the young girl, of course. And like,
Yeah.
boy, whatever, you know, you love or girl, whatever, you love me. Okay, Mister, whatever. Now, if that would have been a grown adult, Coach Howard, like, man, Ja, you love me, Ja. Okay, pops, whatever. But you have to be self-aware of what kind of body you encompass. And that's why I said he shouldn't have had flats because you know that that is the young people style. I bet you he had on New Balances too.
I
You're going
couldn't
to
tell.
show up looking young with your young people
And
hairstyle.
not he's fine. So like I know they be in that school going
Exactly.
up, but
I
I
know
don't.
that he was flirting with those girls, or at
I
least
don't
so
think it's
playful it
a.
felt like that.
I don't think it's an issue that they helped, especially like he went about it to make sure that they were in good standing with like their grades was done. I mean, their work was done. It was the last 10 minutes of the day. He had an appointment right after school. Like I understand all the circumstances that allowed for kind of this to happen. Really because like it's not like they all probably aren't equipped to do so because all these girls I think in the video literally have braids in. So it's
Every
like
costume is a hair salon, honey.
okay, and it's like okay, I get that. Sure. It's how you carried it and how you handled everything that followed it that made it worse. And the fact that you recorded them and posted them was kind of problematic.
You know, I didn't. No, there's more to this story. I would like to see the dismissal letter. I would like to see the actual reasons you got fired because it's so easy to get on the internet and be like, "Y'all done got me fired."
Right.
Meanwhile, principal's like, "Baby, I saw you texting so and so.
Baby, there
It
was
was
a whole
something
case.
way
There was a
hello.
case before this video.
We were just waiting for the thing." But my problem with the takedown, the braid takedown, is only like yuck. Like, did you watch them each wash their hands? Like, I wouldn't want no high schoolers, no shade. Actually, wouldn't want really anybody for real, just like multiple people that once again, working in high school, I know how dirty the kids could be. You're not touching my hair. That's nasty.
Yes.
So that's my beef with him, really. And how big were the braids too? Because if they had to get out
Not too thick.
like a rat tooth comb, then that's not
And the thing
that's
is,
not
some of them
appropriate.
they had rat tooth combs. They had combs.
Okay, then that's gets giving hair salon. That's whatever. Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like they was running their fingers through your. It was like they was sticking things through it, pulling. It looked like you was getting your hair done by the 3 people who be trying to get you in and out
Professionally.
within the 2 hours. Like
Right. He made it weird. I mean, and we knew that he would.
yeah, as they do. And speaking
What
of weird,
subject did he teach? And speaking of weird, but what subject did he teach? Yup,
girl,
exactly. I knew it. Speaking
exactly.
of weird,
He probably said it in the video, but who cares?
I know it was a STEM.
No. Um.
It had to be
So,
STEM.
oh, you said it was a STEM. Oh, I don't know what it was.
Had to be.
It was probably math.
Exactly. Go ahead.
They be the freaks. So
Speaking of freaks.
I don't like how the eyes coming out of my hair. Sorry. So this is also fresh off the press. Cardi B says her album won't be coming out till next year, and someone tell Cardi B we don't care, and like we didn't ask, we weren't looking for the album. We actually don't know why she's still trying to make said album. I personally feel like she should just transition into an influencer or like media personality, or not necessarily transfer into, but do her job description or like change her job title because rapper, You would have to rap to do that. And I
Oh,
don't see you doing that. And if you are doing it, I don't see it being done well enough to still hold that
ooh.
title. So instead of cosplaying as a rapper, why don't you just do the media personality job that I think you actually be good at? You are charismatic. I think you're rather smart. You're personable to an extent. Um, maybe you can pick up a mic or something. Like I'm tired of y'all grabbing mics, but maybe you can have one, or maybe like you can go back to school and not be famous anymore at all, and you can get a
Oh.
degree in political science or
Mm-mm.
psychology and
Mm.
do something all the way else and keep your riches to yourself.
Whoa. Okay, so I feel like my neck was just stepped on. That was a lot. You really just came all the way for her. Um, mm, I'm not going to share my opinions on whether or not I echo the same sentiment, but I will say, did we know that this was even a thing that she was working on? Slash, were
Yeah,
we
she's been
waiting?
talking about this
Okay,
album for a while, and the last time she had mentioned her album was she was scared to release it, and it's like I get
girl.
the fear, especially because you're dealing with Stan, Twitter, and all that stuff. Like that's really why all this is happening. But it's like I'm not releasing my album. I'm about to go travel all of 2024. It's coming out 2025. Girl, keep it to 2020, 30. I don't give a fuck. Keep it
2020, 30.
keep it
That's
until we have
way.
more digits. Like I don't want it. None of us want it. None of us care. The singles that have dropped that are supposed to be from it, where none of them were sticking.
I
Like
didn't even know about them. Oh, wait, was Bongos a single?
Bongos was one of them.
Okay, not too much though, because do I
I know you
know
like
any
Bongos,
of her
child.
lyrics? No.
No, do you know Megan's?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I do. I don't know
Exactly.
any of hers.
Why did you feel the need to share this with us? Why did you think we would have something to say besides good and thank God? Um, did you have anything else? I have nothing else about
No,
this.
I have nothing else because I didn't know what was happening. So I guess I'll just continue to wait for it. I mean, I didn't know. I was waiting,
And we'll be waiting forever.
and that's okay.
And honestly, it's preferred. So last thing is something that was this is some local tea. This is for the girls who know me. Something that was going on in my town, and the reason that Facebook is still around is to maintain this homegrown problem. Like the issues that are going on in your hometown is why Facebook is still on your phone. You cannot tell me differently. You cannot tell me anything else.
Mm-mm.
Besides when y'all post y'all updates to your birthday pictures or your graduation pictures or your child's first picture or your dog's first picture. Child. Besides all that, Facebook is for mass.
It is.
So the other day, I get a text in my group chat, and I do not be on Facebook. Let me also be clear with that. I'm never also in the mess or seeing the mess. I'm always brought the mess, and
Mm.
then I in that.
So real. So
So,
real.
my friend, we're in a group chat, and they're saying that this girl, what should I name them? One is named Stacy, and one is named Abra. So, Stacy and Abra are best friends at this point in time. They start falling out on Facebook on posts, uh, talking about some $2 here or something here. It was a lot going on, and I really didn't care. But there was one was calling the other out and saying like, "You're the worst person I've ever met. You're a horrible person." Blah 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 blah. So luckily, Stacy's doing most of the calling out, though they're both kind of going back and forth on whatever. Stacy then proceeds to go over to TikTok. And if you know me personally, I can send you to TikTok because no shade, they're still up. I think she's private though, so if y'all need to see it, I can show y'all. Stacy goes on TikTok and does a full story time of everything that went on between
Nice.
Stacy and Abra. And that's exactly what with screenshots included.
Oh,
So that's exactly what I needed because I was not going through all the Facebook. Me personally, I still don't know how to work Facebook half the time.
yeah,
So
it's kind of
half
hard.
of my time on there is trying to figure out what buttons mean. So through TikTok, Stacey begins off by saying that this started over Abra being upset that she wasn't pinned in Stacey's iMessages.
Okay.
And if you think that was ridiculous, it's because it is. And I doubt that this is actually why. I think that's just the story we're being told, because that literally makes absolutely no sense to me. And then, so in the messages following that, Stacey asks Abra for $2.
Literally $2.
Literally $2. And Abra says, not until we finish our conversation from earlier. And Stacey was like, girl, I'm not giving you no more money. Don't ask me for nothing else. Blah, 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 blah. Like, literally starts turning up. Some context here. Stacey's mother passed away in December. Very sad, very unfortunate. And this was all going down on Mother's Day. Obviously, a very trying time, a very tough time. And Stacey was trying to tell Abra, like, today it's hard for me. Like, can you just leave me alone? Blah, blah, blah. Abra was saying, sorry, because I know it's coming. Abra was like, girl, like, you doing all this, I'm not giving you no money, stay broke, how about that? And then Stacey, that's her name, Stacey. I'm like, I forgot their names. Stacey's like, girl, my sister already gave me money, I'm not worried about you no more. Like, girl, fuck you. And she was like, go kiss your mother. But hold on, it's easy to say like this, and it is shady. And Stacey even says in the thing, she was like, I did kind of come for her, I know. She was like, but she took it to hell, and that's why we're at where we're at. And this kind of what sparked off the Facebook portion of this. So Abra says, you might want to be quiet because you don't want me to go there about the mother thing. And Stacey was like, you better not speak of my mother. But Stacey has said on TikTok that she said to everyone who wished her a happy Mother's Day to go kiss their mother because she now knows that she took her mother for granted.
Right.
Like, she was like, any person who texts me happy mother, because Stacey also has children. And Abra has been her godmother, the godmother to her children. Stacey said, I was saying it to everyone. She was like, but I understand in context, like, this, it came off like I was like checking her, no shade. And I forget some of the intermediate portions. Abra then says to her, go grab your mother's urn out the closet and hold on to her. She was like, because you seem to be mad that I can hang out with my mother and you're still trying to get over losing yours.
What?
And why did Stacey say back, actually, she's in a cardboard box?
Jayden.
Stacey, why is she eating
you up?
Stacey, she's eating you up.
You gotta fight back, Stacey.
Abra's eating you up. She's chewing you up. And it's so funny because what's also happening is all of my town is invested. Like, everyone's watching, but no one's like interacting. They're interacting kind of with Facebook stuff, but the TikTok specifically, I was over there. It was like people who really knew her were interacting, who knew Stacey was interacting, but as many people who were invested were not. Like, it's like 3 likes, 2 comments, whatever. But the views is like 250, 100, because we all watching it. Everyone's watching it and sending it to each other. The shares is up, all that's up. Everyone's sending it to each other, talking about it, whatever. So later on, this is all whatever going on. Actually, let me stay here. It's crazy. So then she then proceeds to talk about how Stacey exposed Abra for participating in sexual acts for money and weed.
Okay, come on, solicitation.
And I'm like, okay. But what was funny is Abra was like, okay.
What else?
I was like, yeah. She's like, girl, that's old. She was like, then why is Stacey was like, so why is he? I just texted him and he said this just happened. And it was comments back and forth, like, mind you, some of this is on Facebook for people to see.
Right.
But
oh my gosh.
Between Abra and the people who she did this thing with, of like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this. What can I trade you for? And she's like, duh, duh, duh. And then it's like, then another message like, you owe me money. Like, why already? You know what I did for? We was in my back seat and I was doing this. He said for 5 minutes. He was like talking about, I'm gonna come back in 2 hours. You owe me money, and I'm cracking up at all of this.
This is so embarrassing.
So that's happening. Also, Stacey then proceeds to talk about how Abra slept with her father. Slept with Stacey's father.
Wait, so she slept with... No, don't say that. You're not about to say what I think you're about to say.
This is more recently than the mom passing, but this is after the mom passing.
Right.
And the dad approached Stacey and was like, Abra's trying to give me her phone number. I've been pushing it off because I know this is your friend, but I wanted to talk to you about it. And Stacey said, I hate this, but y'all are both grown, but do not tell me anything about it. Like, if anything happens, I don't want to hear about it from either one of y'all. Don't bring me up. Don't bring it to me. Don't vent to me. Don't nothing. And I'm like, Stacey, this is where you are already stupid. Like,
that was
it's a chop. It's already a no. It's already a hell no from that moment. Like, what are we talking about? So then Abra is saying this back to her, like, that's why I'm still messing with your dad. I already slept with him. Da, da, da. And mind you, Stacey told her how to sleep with him. Stacey was like, girl, she told her dad, she's easy. You buy her one thing and you'll sleep with her that same night.
Meanwhile, it's her best friend.
Yeah. But did that happen? Yes. And sure. So what I was saying to my friends was Abra won. Like, this back and forth, Abra won because she's got you so mad. You're exposing all this. Like, you're exposing everything. Sure, she was giving head for all that, but she owned that. So there's not much you can do with that. And then you're also admitting on Facebook that she slept with your dad. Maybe you should shut up. And her sister was in the comments like, I wish you didn't do that on TikTok because you think everyone's laughing with you, but everyone's just being nosy. And I wanted to like it and be like, me, most of us are. And I'm gonna wrap this up. It's almost over. So later on that day, this happened on Monday. The kind of fallout happened on Monday. Their Facebook thing kind of happened on Sunday, on Mother's Day, but Monday was kind of when, like, we got the TikTok.
Yesterday,
yes. This is
fresh.
This is also fresh off the board. Like, everything is fresh. So, unlike them lots of Biscuits. So then Abra says, I'm going to go live later on today. So then, mind you, I'm going for a walk with my friends, not even realizing, like, she's on live. So my group chat is blowing up. And then I see one of my friends say, like, get the rest of the tea for me. And I'm like, what y'all talking about? And I go, and they're like, I see someone say, like, oh, what's it? Abra's on live. So I go to Instagram, click on the live. I'm watching it. First of all, it's 60-something people in here. And everyone's interacting. She's going over the restraining order she took out on Stacey because Stacey said she was going to kill her. And somebody was like, when she said she was going to kill you, she makes the messages of her threatening her, while we're on the live, she's putting the thing down and she's blocking people who's trying to start stuff and who don't know her, whatever. This other girl, I'm not going to tell her. No, I'm going to leave that out. But while we're on live, all you hear is someone yelling. This is just to show you I can find you anywhere I need to find you. As she's running up to the car, Abra pulls off. And it's like, you're so stupid. You just violated a restraining order on live. I'm recording you. And now they see that you violated your restraining order. You are an idiot.
Stacey ran up on her car. And I'm like, if Stacey would have been quiet and pulled her out the car and beat her up on live, 66 people would have been sitting there watching this girl fight, like, and get beaten up after she just talked about her restraining order. How did she get a restraining order so quick? Okay, wrong thing. Okay, so really, you would have an update for me again tomorrow, then?
Hopefully something else. Abra said she was supposed to go on live again today. I don't know if that happened. They probably aren't talking about it no more because it was kind of a big deal. The girls was logged in from their business pages. Like it was, we were in there
Oh,
going, and we was commenting too, like asking questions, trying to get more information, like going in. And when she ran up to the car, I literally was like, "Oh shit! Like this is too much."
I'm in two minds about it because I love when I want to be nosy, I want to be really nosy. So this, when I'm in my nosy mood, this would have been so good for me because you said people were asking questions. This
We
is
were.
live. You're gonna get your question answered versus like when people do a little dry TikTok and then it's like, well, you didn't answer. You're beating around the bush. Sounds like these girls were giving you all the tea.
We were getting.
And then the
hot
other
tea.
mind is like, girl, keep your business off the internet. But if you're gonna put it on the internet, do it like this.
Yes.
Well done, girls. Well done.
And that's what I'm saying. This was more entertaining than Zeus. It was more entertaining
Ugh.
than Real Housewives. It was more entertaining than most of anything because I know them. Like I know these girls personally, and the thing is, they both have been like unstable for years. Like since I've known them,
Are they
these two
younger
have
than you?
not by much. One is in the same year as me, and then the other one's probably
Okay.
like a year younger.
Okay.
They both are known for this. Abra, whatever. She has been. This has been the same circumstance her entire life. Ever since I've known her,
Oh.
it's been she's falling out with someone because they think
Oh.
they think she did something that they can't trust her no more or whatever. Like this has been her whole cycle. And Stacy, her sister, her family will even tell you that she's not stable. So this is just two crazy best friends saying exactly all day to each other. That's what this is.
Do you think they'll make up?
Probably.
I kind of hope they do.
Also, our RHOA is coming back. Did you see?
When I thought I saw something like that where Kenya posted something about it.
Girl, only Kenya and Portia are returning.
Wait. So are you saying Candy Burst is done?
Candy Burst is done. Sheree
I
is
might tune
done.
back in. I might tune back in for
Marlo
that.
is done. They're all gone. Cynthia
one hand,
Bailey
I'm
will be
like,
coming on as a friend. Everyone else,
okay,
Shamar,
yeah,
the friend,
Shimari or whatever her name is,
yeah,
Portia's
Shamar.
friend.
She's a housewife now.
No,
Yes, and then three
I
new
hope
girls.
she's rehearsing her reads because
3 brand new girls.
she used to get eaten up.
Okay, but you
They
need someone that
should.
gets eaten up.
You do.
You need a person to take the hits.
Yeah, but not when you build on like you can't be in the world for so long and be that person every time.
Okay.
Cynthia Bailey coming back as a friend is perfect.
And
That makes sense
she
to
had
me.
said that a while ago. She was like,
Mhm.
when you are a cast member, the difference between cast member and friend of is personal life. She's like, when you are a friend of, your personal life is not involved. But when you are a cast member, they have to look into your personal life. She was
It's
like,
just
and
too
I don't
much.
feel like being bothered with all that. I want to pop in and pop out as I please.
But I do want to know what's her dating life like after her and Chill broke up or got divorced, I should say. I don't care about the man, but I do want to know like who she see. But actually, you know what? That might be a thing because she's a friend, so we might see like a little date or something. Or
I think so.
Kenya setting her up. Candy Burrs being gone, like you said earlier, we
She
don't want
was
to
so
celebrate
astonished.
people. We don't want to see people like lose their job. But I'm glad she's gone.
She has 40. She'll be fine.
She's got a lot of money. She's got a lot of projects. And Housewives was probably one of her weakest. I mean, I never liked her on the show. That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to argue with anybody about it because she's gone.
And no one's going to argue with you here.
Hello. Thank you, Andy.
I will say I never liked her on the show because she gave me a lot of moments that I needed.
No, she gave us a lot of good moments.
That Todd set up to come to you with the bullshit.
I like her for Mama Joyce trying to beat up her friend at the wedding dress fitting. That was my favorite. You ain't family. That was my favorite. What are you doing? You ain't family. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Mama Joyce pissed me off like nothing you've ever understood. But I'm glad what's her name is gone, Candy Burris. Really, I'm glad. So that was the catch.
To her kids.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, her son is acting now. What's his name? Ace. Exactly. Exactly. Ace, Blaze, Riley. Blaze is a choice. Um,
The name of the restaurant, Blaze.
right. So now you want people to eat your daughter up. Got it. Now your daughter, now she getting dragged all the time. Anyway, so that was the catch. I love local news. I personally am not tapped in or tuned into any local news happening with me that I can share. It's about my job, but let's just say my job is it's getting legal. It's getting legal. It's getting
Ooh. See now,
some
that's some
might some
off
might say
off the
get
clock tea I need.
you definitely can get the ghetto tea. Um I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call it ghetto, but that is how some people would describe it. Now it's time for a segment we haven't done in a good old fashioned minute. Take it or leave it. This is where people write in, either if you have our phone numbers, text, social media, or you email us at childanywaypod@gmail.com if you're like, I got a question. I'm pondering this thing, or I would love to hear your opinions. For example, somebody could have easily written in this Abra and Stacy mess.
Easily.
No question at the
There was
end.
no advice needed, but
Story.
yeah, the mess.
We just wanted the mess. But this one isn't necessarily mess. But someone wrote in. I did not ask them if they wanted it anonymous, but I'm just going to keep it anonymous. They said, I need advice on how to tackle procrastination. I've been feeling kind of lazy lately. I get the things on my daily to-do list done, but it takes me too long.
Do you want me to answer?
Sure.
So when it comes to procrastination, I think there are several reasons for procrastination. And I think it will first be needing to dive into why you are procrastinating. Because one is like tasks you don't really want to do all that much. Tasks like will take a long time to do that you just don't feel like you have necessarily the time for. And also like you need to rest. And I think all of those are fine as long as you don't have deadlines. Then it's like, okay, I understand wanting to get something done in a certain amount of time, but first you are going to have to understand why you're procrastinating in order to do anything about it. Something I've been doing recently, and like this is actually true, and not just me BSing. That's actually been very helpful. Have a physical planner. A planner, y'all know how I feel about paper and pen.
Yeah.
A physical planner, month to month, week to week, day to day, with like a note section for each week. What I started doing is everything has to be put into my planner, and on the notes portion, I put like the things I want to accomplish. So say the planner stuff is like dentist appointment, meeting, event, stuff like that, sort of. Where the day to day is like focusing on these three things that I want to accomplish. Focusing on these three things I want to accomplish. Focus on and like it kind of just goes down like that. And what has started to happen was I've been accomplishing all these things. Like I'm literally checking things off. And I usually tend to do like at the end of the week or like anytime I'm kind of refreshing it or seeing if I miss something, I'll just move it to a later date or move it to like the following week or whatever. But it's really helped me stay regimented. And what I also do, if there's a big task that's on there, my first task is to break that task down. So if it's like plan a photo shoot, I'll say that. Plan a photo shoot. It's the first three things I'm going to do: look up mood inspiration pictures, make a mood board, find a location, and that's all I'm gonna do. Then the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find talent, see if I need makeup, see if I need hair, and I regimented that way. Though that starts off as a list as well. It's like one of my tasks: make a list of all the things that it would take to do this thing. And then just start plugging those little things into the calendar and into my schedule. And of course, it ebbs and flows. Sometimes you will not make a thing, and I don't think you should hold yourself to like the standard of doing it. I also think it's okay to do one task a day. Like one thing that's you consider small is still enough. Like You do not have to conquer the world tomorrow. And even if you did want to conquer the world tomorrow, every hour you'd have to do one thing at a time. Like it wouldn't be just the conquering. It'd be the constant whatever. So that's my advice, I guess. Like A, figure out why it is you are procrastinating or what's keeping you from doing the thing you want to do. And then B, also mental health goes into all that as well. But B, create lists, write them down, get them out of your brain, because another part of the procrastination is just thinking about all the things you need to do. Versus when you write out throughout the week all the things you are going to do and what day you're going to do them, you intend to do them at least, it helps like it gives you some mental clarity. So when it comes down time to Tuesday, work on the photo shoot stuff or do the big list, that's the only thing I have to focus on, because I know tomorrow I'm gonna be focusing on this. The next day I'll be focusing on this. Like it allows your brain to think clearly and more precisely about one thing at a time over mentally just trying to juggle 14 different tasks that aren't getting done anyway.
Right. So like if you're not doing it, it doesn't matter how big or small it was because you didn't do it anyway.
Right.
And that's like the hardest part, the most daunting part is seeing like the big task, but it's easy. Like, for example, if you're like cook Thanksgiving dinner, that's really daunting. But if you're like buy groceries or make a list of foods you want for Thanksgiving, buy the pan,
go to groceries this day, then it's like
the oven, like you got to break
this
it down.
thing first. Cook this thing first because this thing takes the longest. Next, cook this thing, then make the like. Honestly, it seems tedious to do it that way, but when I say it's so helpful to have it broken down for you, so there's a thing I like to call it. It's a real thing, but I want to say I call it this decision fatigue. Like having to make active decisions in real time can be daunting, and
it's so annoying.
It makes you procrastinate because it comes down to trying to the day of make a decision about what you want to do that day. Versus if on Sunday night you planned out Monday through Friday, like the first thing I do when I get to work on Monday, I write out everything I want to do for the week, and I put them in their days, I put them in their categories, and then Monday I start doing that thing. So then when I'm doing that thing on Monday, I'm only focusing on that thing. Tuesdays is my child anyway day. Earlier today, I was doing something for things that we have coming, and I was just like, I was in it, knowing like I also have other things I need to do, but those things are scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday, so they're going to get done as well. So I was able to fully focus on the thing that I've been trying to do for how long? Like, been trying to write, been trying to do these things for so long, and now I'm finally able to do it because I was able to, regiment it and create some kind of structure for it.
Right. I think that's great advice. If you have the same 24 hours as Jayden, I don't personally. Okay. My advice, I would say, is like to Jayden's point about finding out why you're procrastinating. Figure out what the lack of motivation stems from. If it's like the examples Jayden said, where you're tired or you don't want to do it, etc., etc., or if it's like you don't have passion for whatever the thing you're procrastinating is. If it's something that you don't have to do, but it's like you feel beholden to doing it, or like you have a requirement to do it, but you're not passionate about it and it's not going to end your life if you don't, then maybe you're not procrastinating. Maybe you're just delaying never doing it again. That's number one. Figure out why you're not motivated to do this thing. If you were previously motivated to do it again, try to find that spark again somehow. Maybe take a beat from it instead of forcing yourself to do it and making it feel like this is not for stuff like household chores, because baby, if you lose the spark to wash the dishes, that's too bad. You still got to do it.
Right.
But for me, in terms of like writing out a list, something that's easier for my brain, it's having a list of things to do that is like, read a book is good, but they have something that is in the world at large, I guess, called SMART goals, which is like an acronym, and the S stands for specific. Like the goal should be specific. It shouldn't just be like read. It should be like read a book. It should be measurable, which is like, you read the book because you finished the book. Like finish a book, that's measurable.
Or even like
that
read
you completed
15 pages of the book.
Exactly. And then A is achievable. You shouldn't say things like lose 100
read
pounds.
The whole book in one day.
No, exactly. Like read every book. Like it's got to be achievable so that it's not daunting. Like for example, for me, cooking a Thanksgiving dinner that's not achievable. Maybe I don't feel like it. That's why. R is relevant. Like relevant to your life, I guess. Like for example, for me, finding a cure for something that's not relevant. Like I'm not going to do it. It's not relevant to my life. And then the last one is time. So you have to have a time. Like you read. So the SMART goal would be read read this amount of pages by this date. And you know that you have achieved it because you read that amount of pages. You got to have
Right.
the deadline. So of course, you don't want to be so strict with yourself that if you don't do the deadline, then you're like, oh, but that's why it's got to be achievable. For example, you're not going to say plan a photo shoot by tonight.
No.
That's not achievable. So if it's like,
and it's going to add to my stress. It's going to add to my procrastination.
Exactly. So if it's like find a venue by the end of the week. Okay, that's achievable. That's time bound. It's specific. Blah blah blah. So I think that, like you said, for the decision fatigue, if everything is written on what you do, you're not really deciding much, really.
No.
Like you know what you have to do. Yeah, you're doing the work in the front instead of having to do it at the end. So really, it's kind of about the main thing, I guess, for both of our points is that you have to really look out for future you. So often we're like, child, the me of tomorrow will have to deal with this. And I do that. I'm guilty of that as well. Child, the me of tomorrow already is pissed because I didn't pick up my outfit for work tomorrow. But that's okay. Right. That's her problem.
That's Scorpio.
I can't worry about her.
And just to also say this as well, I schedule my house duties. Like, not like at 4 p.m. it has to be done. Like I don't associate time really to anything, unless it's like, oh, okay.
No shade.
You know, besides like appointments or meetings or whatever, like those are timed portions. But what even just having the list helps me do is in those free times, like the times, you know, when you have so much to do and you're trying to decide what thing to do first. It's like I'll put vacuum room, put clothes away, wash dishes. Like wash dishes a little more every day, so it's not so needed. But I'll attach that to my calendar, so it's like on Tuesday, I know once I'm done this thing, I'm going to be folding clothes for the rest of the night, or like I'm going to have to clean up the office space or stuff like that. Also, with stuff like tedious tasks, attaching things that make it a little more non-front brain. You know, like I'll watch a YouTube video while I'm washing dishes. Though I can definitely watch dishes in fucking silence, or I'll play music or whatever. But watching a YouTube video allows like this to just be my motion while my brain is doing something else. Like I'm actively engaged in what I'm watching, but I'm also like casually just washing dishes or folding laundry or doing whatever. The same way you put on TV when you want to eat is similar to that.
Correct. I think the other thing is, in regards to time, it's not like date. It could be like do this for 5 minutes, etc. But for some of the big tasks, I remember watching a TikTok, or maybe it was a tweet or something before, where it was like, just set an alarm for, let's say, 30 minutes and put on some music, and you know that you have to clean your room for at least 30 minutes. After that 30 minutes, if you want to keep going, you can, or you can stop. Like cleaning your room from 30 minutes is manageable. It's not as stressful as having to clean your whole room or whatever. But then once you do it, you're like, well, child, I'm in the swing of things, so then you just do it. Exactly. So something I like to pick my brain. Oh, go ahead.
I've told you before that I challenge myself to outbeat like albums. Like I'll pick an album to a room.
Right.
And so it's like, honestly, be again realistic. Like put if you have a lot to do, put a longer album on. Correct. Like don't be trying to, don't do an EP
for the kitchen.
Okay, like don't do an EP and you gotta steam the carpet. Like, come on.
Hello.
But if it's like I'll put on Solange if I'm cleaning my room, and it's like I'll hit play. The issue is the dancing portions in between, but it's like
that's the biggest issue.
Yes, but keep moving. Like the whole point is to beat the album. By the time the album is finished, you want to be done this room or this task or this assignment or this thing. easier when you don't know an album, or if you put on like ambient music or like a jazz track or a playlist that you didn't really create, of music you don't really know. Like that's easier because the words have nothing to you. But it helps to just kind of like keep you moving. You know, if I can beat this album, like I'll have done this thing. And it takes how long to listen to 3 albums? Bathroom, kitchen, room. 3 albums you can play, and then you're done those 3 things. And now you can move on with the rest of your day.
For sure. Otherwise, I would say maybe you just need to sleep for a little bit. Maybe you're in sleep debt.
That's what I was also thinking.
And yeah, I mean, it's an hour, 50 minutes almost. And I mean, capitalism, you need to rest, girl. That might just be it. Don't feel like, are you being lazy or are you just resting?
Are you exhausted? And you haven't given your brain a chance to like clock out for a second.
Hello? So let's got some stuff to think about. If anybody else wants it, but that felt like real advice to me. So honestly, I feel like it's safe for everybody to come back. It's safe to ask questions again. We're not going to drag you.
Right?
Just write in.
We didn't.
We're going to be helpful again. So just write into childanywaypod@gmail.com or reach out to us on any platform that you have access to. Thank you. Now it's time for Thank Me Later. This is where Jayden and I are like, oh, you know what I'm doing? You might want to do this too. Or, you might already know it, but whatever. So my first thing is this. As we know, I'm a book girl. Jayden's a book boy. We love book. But I never really got into the graphic novel. I didn't know about her too much. But baby, it's really incredible. Like the section of the library, it's so like, oh, it's away from everything. It's like a little alcove. It's fine. You go over there. And then you accidentally have like 10 books in your hand because you're like, oh my gosh, the art, the like.
See how easy it is to get sucked up at the library.
It is. But it's really tricky too because it's free. So there's literally no harm, no foul. The only harm is carrying it home. That's it.
Right.
And you can endure for a little bit.
I think it's like
having it too long. I don't care about that.
I've learned to not care, but at first I was definitely like, I had this for so long. Like,
yeah, I thought the library was judging me, but they don't care.
They're like, you renewing it? I'm like, yeah. They're like, May 3rd. I don't care. Bye.
It's always May 3rd. Oh my gosh. It's so real. But yeah, also a graphic novel. And they're also like, someone was talking about being in a reading slump. I'm like, baby, look at some pictures for a little bit. Get you a graphic novel. Minimal words, a lot of pictures. Okay, sometimes they have a lot of words, a little bit of pictures, but either way. So that's a good way to also, as you know, the kids say, get your vegetables, read your books, whatever. So the one that I recently read, I read a bunch, but this one I was like, this might be good for our demographic because we always talking about capitalism, child. It's called Eat the Rich by Sarah Gailey. And it's fun because it's really on the nose. The title is absolutely on the nose. It's not like a euphemism. It's on the nose. No spoilers. Literally, it'll take you not that long to read. So yeah, read it. Eat the Rich by Sarah Gailey. The pictures are really good. The illustration is awesome. Check it out.
Period. Mine, quick. Megan Thee Stallion has dropped her newest single called Boa. If you haven't seen the music video, I highly recommend. That music video is completely stellar. I love the song and the music video. Also, Chief Keef has dropped Almighty So too. Yes, y'all like Chief Keef, but like it kind of ate. No shade. Like I didn't realize how good his music actually was.
The girls love him
because it was actually really good. Like it's not even just. You would think it's gonna be the same sound over and over, him just making nonsense noises. It was actually kind of like interesting as an album. So I was here for it, no shade.
Okay. Yeah. How long was it?
I don't know. I don't think I finished it.
Well,
it's like I was driving somewhere, I got somewhere, and then when I got back in the car,
that was a good album.
It was good. And it's like when I got back in the car, I was in a whole different vibe. I was not ready to hear the rest of that.
No. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Right. Well, and read your books, y'all. Pick up the book. I'm starting this new thing. I just told Amira every day when I get home from work, I'm gonna just read for an hour And even like when I'm going to the gym and all that stuff, just get home to decompress, grab my book, sit on the couch, and just read for an hour.
Just read.
Just
That TV.
read, mama.
You don't gotta always watch TV.
Okay.
I know
And the
there's
TV.
so much to watch, but you don't
Just
got
wait. Just wait to watch the TV. Just wait. You're still gonna be able to watch it. But this has been another episode of Cha. Anyway.
Okay. You can listen to Cha anyway, for real. Wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week.
Like, share, subscribe, rate, review. Really actually leave the review. And if you don't know how to work it, you can just text us your reviews, email us your reviews with however many stars you want, and then that'll just go to our heart. Like, it won't count towards any real credit, but our heart credit, and that matters too.
Right.
And I'm sorry, also do whatever you're supposed to do on YouTube. Follow or subscribe.
Right. And don't gatekeep us. Tell all your friends about us and your family.
Everybody.
Go read Eat the Rich by Sarah Gailey. Go watch the music video for Boa by Megan Thee Stallion and listen to the song, obviously. And then go stream Almighty So 2 by Chief Keef. All after you read a book. For clear skin. Bye.
Bye.